at various capacities at ISKCON, especially in Sri Narsimha Mandir. Currently, Prabhuji serves as the president of ISKCON Whitefield, under whose leadership several centers have flourished, which is spreading Krishna consciousness throughout this Whitefield area and nearby areas. Prabhuji also teaches different very advanced courses such as ISKCON Disciple Course, Harinam Chintamani, Bhakti Sastri, inspiring many devotees to take shelter of the holy name and Shastra. So we will welcome Prabhuji with loud chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari 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 Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Notice 5:45. Hare Krishna. So welcome you all for this Gita course program. Let's start with the auspicious chants. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we will start this session by expressing our gratitude to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder of ISKCON, and by His grace we are able to access this timeless Vedic wisdom, the knowledge of Gita, in a very easily understandable form. Today's discussion is not specifically from Gita. So we generally, like whenever we try to understand a book, like Bhagavad Gita, so it is also very important to understand the speaker. The speaker is Lord Shri Krishna himself, and specifically the Lord actually incarnates in different ages. Krishna actually incarnates in different ages, and he personally teaches the methodology of how to practice the sadhana bhakti. And Lord Chaitanya, in that sense, to understand Lord Chaitanya is very, very important. So if we see, there is a if we want to understand a book of knowledge, so first and foremost is what is that book is trying to convey. So that is very important to understand. And when we understand what is the ultimate subject matter, and by knowing that, it becomes directional. Our study of that particular books become quite nicely directional. So in that way, we can better appreciate that book. So in that sense, knowing about Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, it's very, very important subject. So now today's agenda is going to be like this. So there is different platforms of worship that is there. So we will discuss about it. And personal recommendation of the Lord. So what is the best form of worship? And then how to worship Lord in this particular age, that is in Kali Yuga. And Lord Chaitanya, is he an incarnation of the Lord? And what is a unique position? What is so unique about Lord Chaitanya? So these things we will actually discuss. So first is different levels of worship. So why do people actually worship the Supreme Lord? So there is different reasons. First is fear. If I don't do, I'll be punished. The reason for worship is like fear. So once, one person, he was mentioning that whenever I read Bhagavad Gita, I become very much afraid. So in fact, it is opposite effect of what Arjuna had. So before fighting the battle. He was quite afraid of what will happen and what will be the outcome of the war and things like that. So, but then after hearing Bhagavad Gita, so he became quite peaceful, quite you know, determined and enthusiastic and things like that. So, but this person was having opposite effect by reading Bhagavad Gita. He was getting fear. So, why he was getting fear? So, so many rules and regulations are there. So many do's and don'ts are there. What if I don't do these things properly? Then God is going to punish me. So like he was getting fear that God is like, if whenever I do a mistake, God is going to punish. So all good things are there. All good instructions are there. So whenever he reads a good instruction, if I don't do this, God will punish me. That was creating fear in him. So then, we kind of explained to him that God is not a kind of a fault finder and who is kind of a tyrant master, who is just seeing when will people commit any mistake and usko pakad ke marenge, So that is not the position, or that is not the outlook of the Supreme Lord. So his position is, like there is one nice shloka which describes the merciful nature of the Supreme Lord. So it says, Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kutam. So like there is one demon called Baki, sister of Bakasur. Who is that? Putana. So like she had applied poison, to her breast, and then she wanted to feed Krishna the poison. And so what happened? Like Krishna took the poison, and then Krishna also took off her life, and then she was awarded the position, in the spiritual world as a mother, because she was trying to feed Krishna. So like there is two things that is there. One is she was trying to feed Krishna, another is she was trying to poison Krishna. And Krishna chose to take the first thing, that is, at least kuch to seva kiya. Poison bhi dene ke liye prayas kiya, but then she tried to do some service also. So the Lord is the one who tries to see like some positive point or other. In that way, like we can be blessed. So Lord is a kind of a person like that. So having said that, it should not be our outlook that anyway Lord is going to forgive, so I can do anything and everything. No, it is not like that. So we must follow the rules and regulations. So if we don't follow the rules and regulations, we will end up committing sin. Whatever is prescribed in the Vedas, Veda pranihito dharma, hi adharma viparyaya. So whatever is against the Vedic teachings, they are considered to be adharma. So if we perform adharma, what is the problem? So problem is that esham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmana te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhrida vrta. So until unless we give up sinful proclivities or sinful tendencies or sinful activities, we will not be able to understand the subject matter of the Supreme Lord or anything higher. To understand something higher, we need to be free from sin. So that is also one of the reasons. So why we are systematically trying to study Bhagavad Gita. So now we are going through a like short course. So in this very, very selected and important topics are given, but there is a lot of depth to it. So after this, we'll be forming study groups, in the form of Bhakti Vrikshas, and where like more deeper, study of this literature will be done, in association of devotees, and then nice discussions and question answers and things like that. So it is something to be studied. Gita is something to be studied very deeply. So if we study that and if we abide by the rules and regulations, so then we will be free from adharma or free from sin. And because of that, we will be able to understand the depth of the literature. Anybody who is not following the rules and regulations, they will not be able to go to the depth of the Bhagavad Gita, right? So like fear is not the platform with which one should perform devotion, and desire is there. So sometimes people see that okay, there is some procedures in the scriptures. If I perform this procedure, so God will give me something better, something good. So like people have many desires, like if they want to become rich, if they want to become like anything they want to achieve in a big way, so they generally try to approach the Lord and pray to him. So out of desire for one's own self, no, so one actually worships. And then out of duty, so duty, it is a very, very amazing platform, very nice platform. So all of us are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. All of us are just like this hand is part of the body. In the same way, we are part of the Supreme Lord. And so as being part of the Supreme Lord, we have a duty, to perform, as a service to Him. So like, this duty is very nicely described in the Vedic scriptures as Varana Ashrama Dharma. So that according to one's Varana and Ashrama position, so one is, one has got a prescribed duty. So like, and when he tries to do his prescribed duty, so then like, he gets a lot of punya, and in this way, he makes nice material advancement. So Janma Aishwarya Shutashri, so like good birth, like wealth, education and beauty, and all these things are coming because of executing of one's prescribed duties nicely, right? So then, even more higher than that is the platform of love, where a devotee is not performing any devotion for the sake of getting anything in return, or even as a duty bound this one. He is going over and beyond the duty, and he is requesting the Lord, so you have been taking care of me for so long, you have been so kind to me, so what can I do for you? You see that like when children, when they ask parents that, what can I do for you? It's so nice, like for the parents to hear that. So in fact, like in one of the homes I had gone to, so and the parent was, he lovingly called his son, "Beta idhar aao," like, "Prabhuji aaye hain ghar pe, thoda pani leke aao." So then the son replied, "No, tum leke aao." So then the father was like, "ठीक है, बेटा का थोड़ा mood ठीक नहीं है लग रहा है आज." So and things like that. So so generally, like, these days in Kali Yuga, like, things are like that. So but then if the children are not just performing their duty, and they are caring about, what is your needs and necessities, then naturally it melts the heart of the parents, right? So in the same way, when a devotee, he performs devotion to the Lord, just for the sake of pleasing Him, just for the sake of understanding what He wants. So if you see, like, all these things below, it is all about what I want. So there is two reasons we can actually go to God. One is to satisfy what I want. Another is to find what He wants, and then to execute what He wants. So that is, in the devotion in the platform of love. And we see Arjuna is asking to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita that there are many different kinds of people, they worship many different ways. So how to categorize them? Where does it belong to? Ye shastra vidim utsrujya yajante shraddhayanvita tesham nishta tu kha Krishna sattva rajostama. So he's asking, ye shastra vidim utsrujya. That means, like, they are giving up shastra vidhi, and then they are performing devotion. They are performing some kind of, yajante means to worship. They are performing some kind of worship, and they have faith in that kind of worship. And what kind of nishta it is, what kind of faith it is? Is it faith in sattva guna? Is it faith in rajaguna, or is it faith in tamoguna? So what is it? So, like, ideally speaking, one should have faith in the shastra, and one should follow what is given in the shastra. So here Arjuna's question is quite relevant for Kali Yuga, that these days in Kali Yuga, like, people actually build temples. And so one of the criteria is that so the other, like the other person, another rich person, so like he built a temple, with Hanumanji of maybe like some 8 heads or something like that. So हम उनसे बड़ा है, like हम तो 10 सिर वाले भगवान को रखेंगे. So like what is the basis of it? It's just a competition. It's just a ego competition. That's like, so that kind of thing is not appreciated actually. So we should find a bona fide form of the Lord from the scripture, and so we should actually make a temple of such a person, and so that also the puja vidhi and things like that should be shastric. So, and one's worship should be like based on scriptures. It should be guided by the scriptures. So, but if they don't have faith, in the scriptures, and then they try to worship in different ways, So where does it belong to? So Ejante Satvika Devan Yaksha Rakshamsi Rajusa Pretan Bhuta Ganams Chanye Ejante Tamasa Jana. So men in the mode of goodness worship demigods, those in mode of passion worship demons, and those in mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. So this is like these are different kinds of worships that are mentioned. So as people are like having different kinds of modes, they actually perform various different kinds of activities. 3 modes of nature we took here. So we took so as the kind of modes that a person actually acquires, he performs activities accordingly. So it is not that it is a rule that liquor shops have to be active in the night time. No, it is not a rule like that. So but naturally people who are attached to liquor, they will be active in the night time. So naturally, people who are accustomed to performing any pious activities and things like that, they will be active in the early morning. So everybody knows the devotion to be performed all the time. So but then specifically, if we have to assign a time for devotion, so which time generally people associate it with bhakti and devotion and all? Brahma Muhurta, Brahma Muhurta, early morning time. So it is very, very nice. So the time, early morning time is in Sattva Guna, and daytime is in Rajaguna, and night time is in Tamoguna. So naturally, people who are there in those modes, they choose to be active in that particular time. So it is not that galat time pa alarm baj gaya to ut gaya. No, aisa nahi hai. So it is naturally they are attracted to that particular time. So in the same way, naturally they are attracted to a particular form of worship. So they are these different kinds of worships are there. So now worship in mode of ignorance. So there is a demon by name Vrikasura. So he was performing very, very gore tapasya. He was performing he wanted to know how can he get his wishes and his desires fulfilled. So then he understood Ashutosh Mahadev, he is very, very quickly satisfied, and he can give any benedictions. So he took advantage of this, and then he worshipped Lord Shiva. And then his procedures to worship is quite ghastly. He was trying to worship, and he was not getting the darshan of Lord Shiva, and he started cutting his bodily parts and offering them in the fire sacrifice. So there are people, there are other set of people also who are worshippers of Lord Shiva, like Prachetas. So they were very nice, cultured boys. They also worshipped Lord Shiva for the sake of getting Vishnu Bhakti, and Lord Shiva was very happy. In fact, he spent a lot of time with them. He spoke Rudra Gita for their benefit, and then he enlightened them in the process of worship of Vishnu. So so there are many different kinds of people go to Lord Shiva, but there are such people like Asuras, they also go to Lord Shiva. So they go and they perform very gore tapasya, they perform very severe austerities. In fact, Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that one should not perform. So tapasya is, austerity is is generally it is glorified, and it is recommended, and it is very auspicious and things like that. But austerity should not be in such a way that it is so troublesome to undergo. So it is not to be done like that. So why it is not to be done? Because this body is a property of the Supreme Lord, and we should use this body as a vehicle to make spiritual advancement, make advancement in the consciousness. But if we torture the body in the name of austerity, so then that is किसी और का property को नुकसान कर रहा है. It is, body is not our property, body is God's property. So we cannot do atyachar on the body. So the body also has to be maintained properly. So one should not perform very ghastly tapasya. One should perform divine tapasya actually. And his his idea was that whosoever head he will touch, it should burst. So that was his wish, that he was praying for. And then Lord Shiva, he appeared, and then generally if somebody actually pleases a particular devata, and then the devata has to award whatever his desires are. So this is another principle, very important principle, a principle called Sharanagati. So like which in the Vedic times, both demons and devotees, everybody knew this principle. So demons used to use this for wrong purposes. So if anybody performs, there are 6 distinct items of Sharanagati is there. So if anybody performs those 6 items, so then like it is almost certain that he would get whatever he desires. So anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshaishi vishwasho gopadirtha varnam tata atmanikshepa and karpanya. So these 6 items are there. This itself can be a whole detailed explanation of a class. In future you will be getting into detail of all these things. So this, when somebody performs that kind of specific process, so then it is almost sure that whatever he is desiring for, he can get it. So then this was his desire, that whosoever head he will touch, it should burst. He was like demons ideas are like how to destroy things and things like that. So he got the boon, and then he wanted to experiment on the head of Lord Shiva himself. So then Vishnu had to intervene as a small boy, and then he kind of told him that where are you up to? What are you doing? So you're running so hard, you see, demons are very much what is that? They like sense gratification. So Vishnu told, as a small Brahmana boy, you see, you're a great person. You should not work so hard. Life is meant for enjoyment. So you should not take so much of trouble. Why are you running so fast? So then he tells, no, Lord Shiva gave me a boon that whosoever head I touch, it will burst. I want to try it on him. So then Vishnu actually gave him some kind of this one that, you see that, sometimes these are all some benedictions that are given. Sometimes it may not be true also. तो ऐसा भी होता है क्या, झूठ बोला है? So then so चाहिए तो आपका तुम्हारा सिर पे टेस्ट कर लो एक बार. So then he kept his hand on his own head, and then it actually burst. So in this way we see that the demons they actually generally are attracted to the worship in mode of ignorance, where usage of obnoxious things like blood and various different things and liquor and stuffs like that are used. So such kind of worship is in the worship in the mode of ignorance. And worship in mode of passion. So worship in mode of passion, so generally you see there is Vedic scriptures are there. So if somebody is going against the Vedic scriptures, that is in mode of ignorance. And somebody is using the Vedic scriptures for the sake of material advancement, that is generally in the case of mode of passion. And somebody using Vedic scriptures for attaining liberation or for attaining a higher destination, so then he is considered to be in mode of goodness. So in this way, there's 3 divisions are there. So worship in mode of passion, Hiranyakashipu was worshipping Lord Brahma, and he desired control and complete dominion over the material world, and he wanted to become the big person in the material world. So all of recently we had a nice movie also released on this, Mahavatar Narsimha. So you all might have seen that. So it is very, very classic story, and it also is a story which includes the history of a very wonderful devotee called Prahlad. So Hiranyakashipu set the very wrong example of performing worship for becoming more powerful in the material world. And Prahlad set the extreme, another kind of an example where he followed the rules and regulations of the scriptures just to please the Supreme Lord and just to serve the Supreme Lord. So you see there is another category, so that is worship in mode of goodness. So it is according to the scriptural rules and regulations and better and higher destinations, to reach to higher destinations, and they are quite beneficial in nature for everyone, right? So now there is also worship in pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva, so which is desire to please the Lord and desire to actually enter into the spiritual world to perform eternal service to the Lord, and no other motive other than no pleasure of the Lord. So this is no worship in pure mode of goodness. So now, it is generally mentioned that kama istaistir hitagnyana prapadyante anya devata tam tam niyamya astaya prakritya niyata swaya. So like generally, like why do people go to temples? Generally people go to the temples seeking some benediction, seeking some, like I have some desire and that should be fulfilled. So one time one of our devotees, like they were having a lot of complications in giving birth to a child, and so they were nice devotees, nicely practicing, and then one of their friends or relatives, so like they had a conversation, and then so like the topic came about the current problem. So that is this devotee is not able to conceive a child. So then so the suggestion that came from the other side was, so you worship this god for so much time, anyway you're not getting result, थोड़ा भगवान का बदल के तो देखो, so दूसरा भगवान को पूजा करके देखो, like कुछ हो जाए. So like so generally, like it is like if I don't get a cab in what is that Rapido, then I'll try in Uber. If I don't get cab in Uber, and then I'll try in this one. So like भगवान को भी ऐसा मान लेते हैं, so like if I don't get whatever I desire from a particular god, so then I should change that particular, I should change to different this one. So that is not the thing. So ideally speaking, what is devotion? Devotion means everything that exists is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi Rapo Analavayo Kammuno Buddhi Revacha Ahankara Miti Emme Binna Prakriti Rashtada. So whatever exists, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, everything belongs to me. And apart from that, apareyam itastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho edam darite jagat. So apart from that, there is living entities, the jivas, soul, they are also existing. They are also energy of Krishna. So everything that exists is property of Krishna, and the property of Krishna should be engaged in the service of Krishna. So that is the original root of devotion. It is not that what I want should be accomplished. For example, if all of you may have maid at your home. So maid comes to your home, and then like she has some desires to achieve. So like it is not that whatever you are saying like she is doing. So like she is coming to the home because you have a nice TV and she can watch something in the TV, and because you have a nice other facilities, and then she wants to use those facilities. So that is not the case for which a maid should come to the home. Maid should come to the home to like satisfy your needs and necessities. So in the same way, we are all servants of the Supreme Lord, and devotion should be performed to satisfy him, and not that we go to him for satisfying our desires. That's a wrong this one. That's completely a wrong application of this one. So generally, like what Krishna himself takes it into account, that people in general, they will all have the motives and desires. So different kinds of desires they will have. Kama istaistir hitagnyana. So their intelligence is disturbed, and because of disturbed intelligence, so they actually have many wants and desires and things like that. And that is the reason they do prapadya, prapanna, so or surrender unto like a devata. And then they worship the devata with so much of rules and regulations and like whatever procedures are there. So they follow all the procedures and they worship the devata nicely. So then what happens to them? Yo yo yamyam thanum bhakta shraddhayarchitum ichchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tam eva viditam yaham. So like they may worship many different devatas, Indra, Chandra, like Ganesha, and so many different devatas. And but then like Krishna is telling, I am the who make their faith steady in that particular devata, and then I am the one who gives the results of that particular worship. So once one of the Prohits, he was performing Ganesh Yajna, so in our in my parents' home. So I happened to visit at that time, and I was asking him that, okay, what is the procedures? You tell me. So first procedure of any yajna, any devata you worship, first procedure in any yajna is Yajna Purusha has to be established. Yajna Purusha is Vishnu. And the first offering is to be offered to Vishnu. And the Vishnu Prasad has to be offered to the particular Devata. And then a particular desire can be kept, which can be fulfilled by that Devata, which is indirectly fulfilled by Vishnu himself. So that is very nicely given in Bhagavad Gita, that one may worship various different Devatas, but then, so like their faith in that particular Devata is given by me, and the results of worshipping in that way, it's also given by me. And then he tells, Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas Tasya Aradhanam Ihate Labate Cha Tata Khamam Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. Endowed with such faith, he worships that particular Devata and obtains his desires, but in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. And Antavantu Phalam Tesham. So this is, see, one is direct worship of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So they have a lasting benefit. But then if we do an indirect worship of the Lord, this worship of Devata is an indirect worship of the Lord. So what happens is, the fruits that are attained or the benefits that are attained through such kind of indirect worship is Antavantu Phalam Tesham. So it has a expiry date. So it is not a long lasting benefit that we get. It has Antavanta Phalam. It is like a fruit which expiry date, with expiry date. And Tadbhavati Alpamedasham. So one who is not very intelligent, so they will be going behind this, fruits with expiry date. And then Devan Deva Yajo Yanti, Mad Bhakta Yanti Mamapi. So those who worship the Devatas, they go to the planets of those Devatas. And those who worship me, they come to me. So okay, fine, like it's two different destinations. It's fine, so but it is not so fine. So we need to understand who are the Devatas and who is the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So if you see, if you want to occupy the post of Indra, so you have to perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. So there is in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a nice description of a story of King Prithu. So like it's Prithu, right? Who performs 99 Prithu, 99 Ashwamedha Yajnas. So like King Prithu, a very, very pious and very amazing king. He performed like 99 Ashwamedha Yajnas and he wanted to perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. Indra immediately became jittery. Like I became Indra by performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, and now another person is performing. Matlab mera position ka khatra hai. So like somebody is like aiming for my position, and he came and he disturbed the yajna. So this is a recorded fact in this literature, in the scriptures. So in the same way, like if somebody wants to attain the position of Brahma, somebody wants to attain the position of like Chandra or Varuna and things like that. So all of these Devatas, they are different positions, and they are officiated by just like all of the positions like Chief Minister, Prime Minister, like all these different positions are, every single citizen of India has the right to contest for these positions. If they have the qualification, they have the right to contest for this position. In the same way, every single living entity, every single jiva has the right to contest for the position of these Devatas. And they are much more elevated souls. They are very much accomplished souls, and they are given the universal management in hand. So like water department is given to Varuna Dev, and rain department is given to Indra Dev, and health department is given to Surya Dev. So like this, like every Devata is actually managing a particular department in the universal affair. So like all of them, if we worship them, we go to their planets. So these planets, where are these planets existing? These planets are existing within the material universe, because they are controlling and managing the material affairs. So they are within the material universe. If somebody is desiring liberation, liberation from the material existence, so the worship of Devatas, cannot actually help one to get liberation. So there are cases where like even when Hiranyakashipu, like he asked for deathlessness from Brahma. So like then Brahma frankly told, see, I myself, I am a living entity. I have my 100 years of span, and after finishing my term, like I also have to die. So if I myself, I am going to die, so how can I give you deathlessness? It is not possible. So then Hiranyakashipu made this one, I should not die in the day, night, and all those combinations. He started asking. So just circumvent the this one. And so demons mind actually works in a different way actually. So in that way we see that the devatas, so they are not in themselves, they are not liberated. No, they are within the material universe, and they are actually managing the affairs of the material world. And that is why one of the names of Vishnu is called Mukunda. No, Mukunda means awarder of liberation. So only he can give liberation. Mukti Pradata Mukunda. No, so so in this way we see the devatas, those who are worshipping the devatas, so they are having alpa medasho, so their intelligence is not very great, and then so they would only maximum go to the planets of the devatas. And then it is mentioned that a Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravityuno Arjuna. So Krishna mentions that even if you reach to the planets of the devatas, again you have to die, again you have to take birth, and then you may wander in the cycle of birth and death, from highest planets to lowest planets. You have to keep on roaming around. So an intelligent person would want to solve the problem of birth and death once for all. So for that, he actually aspires for liberation, and liberation is granted by Supreme Lord Vishnu. So worship of Supreme Lord Vishnu. So there is a nice statement from Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. So there are many rules and regulations for worship of the demigods, or in our Sanskrit terms, we call them as devatas in the scriptures. And one may question why the Vedic literatures recommend their worship. If at all worship of Vishnu is the ultimate thing, so then why at all it is recommended to worship various devatas? There is necessity. Those who are motivated by lust, means material desires, want the opportunity to love something, and the demigods are acknowledged as officers of the Supreme Lord. The idea is that as one worships these demigods, he will gradually develop Krishna consciousness. But if one is completely atheistic and disobedient and rebellious against any authority, what hope is there? So one's obedience to a higher personality can start with obedience to the devatas, right? So in this way, it is one may not be obedient to the parents, then he's put in a tuition. So then he has to be obedient to a tuition teacher. So then eventually he is taught how to be obedient to the parents. So what is the recommendation of the Supreme Lord? Having understood different forms of worship, worship in mode of ignorance, worship in mode of passion, worship in mode of goodness. So the personal recommendation of the Lord is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Masucha. So Krishna mentions that there may be so many different dharmas, so many different forms of worship, so which Krishna also briefly explains in Bhagavad Gita, as we saw in the last few shlokas. So his personal this one is, you directly surrender unto me, I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. So this is the Lord's personal this one. And now we see that worship of Krishna is very, very blissful and very, it's in the pure mode of goodness, Shuddha Sattva. And it also awards a person to get to the spiritual planets. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. So if one worships the devatas, he goes to the planets of the devatas. Pitrin Yanti Pitar Vrata. So one who worships the Pitrus, he goes to the planets of Pitrus. And then Bhutani Yanti Bhutejya. So those who worship ghosts and spirits, they go to such, they happen to take birth in such places as ghosts and spirits. And then Yanti Mad Yajinopima. So those who worship me, so they come back to Vaikuntha. So that's what Krishna mentions. So worship of Krishna means one goes to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means a place where there is no misery. Kunta means misery, and Vaikuntha means a place where there is no misery. And this material world is a place of misery. No dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, the material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So that is why, even though the planets of devatas and heavenly planets of devatas means heavenly planets, so they are very rich in opulence, very amazing kinds of opportunities for sense gratification and things like that is there. So but still, it is within the universe, within the material universe, and it is dukkhalayam. Any time there can be a misery that is there. So we keep hearing, how many of you have heard about Samudra Manthan? Almost all of you have heard. What is the what is the issue or what is the battle that was going on? Battle between which two parties were going on? Devas and Asuras, right? So Devatas, like and Asuras are there. So both of them, Devatas and Asuras, both of them are children of, who's the father of both Devas and Asuras? Huh? Kashyapa, no? So Diti and Kashyapa is, the children of Diti is Daityas or the, the demons and Asuras. And then the children of Aditi are called Adityas, they are the source of all the Devas, right? So now these two are the father in the beginning of creation. So Brahma's children, they actually created all these different kinds of living entities in the material world. So so it is natural that there are souls who are demoniac, and they also have to be, they have the right to live, so they also have to be given bodies. So Kashyapa created the demons, and then Kashyapa also created the Devatas. And as a father, father has a lot of property, so then they divide and give the property, na. So kabhi property, like roadside property, goes to big brother, and then the inside property goes to another brother. So then the fight starts. No, why only roadside property for him? No, mujhe inside property hai, uska samne wala property. So something like that here also, that Bhuvar Loka is given to the demons, and Swarga Loka is given to like the Devatas. So we are living in Bhu Loka, and higher than that is Bhuvar Loka, and after that Swarga Loka. So so this demons always have this one. Heavenly planets is rich with all opulence. So because Devatas are followers of Dharma. So because they follow Dharma, always heaven is like filled with so much of opulence. And demons are generally like they break the rules and regulations. And thoda taklif hota hai, like it is not very nice kind of a situation for them. And they think that father has given a better property for our other brothers. We have to usko kabja karna hai. They're not thinking that if we follow Dharma, even Bhuvar Loka will become like opulent and rich and things like that. So that is not, the richness is there and we have to capture that. And there is constant competition and constant fight. So you can imagine, like there is, somebody was telling like almost 90% of cases in the court are property issues. So it is not just here, even Amara, like Purvaj, and then like the superiors, the Devatas and personalities like that, they also have property issue. And they, Samudra Manthan is nothing but a property case. So like whom does this property belong to? And we see that even the Devatas, they themselves are caught up with so much of issues. And going to that planet, it is not a perfect solution of solving all the problems of life. If somebody is aiming at solving all problems of life, one should aim at going back to Vaikuntha. So that is our real home. So we should aim to go to Vaikuntha. And so if we want to go to Vaikuntha, then one should worship Vishnu or Krishna. So so then how does worship of Krishna actually is performed? So the worship of Krishna is performed in many, many different levels. This is in the perfected sense, after we perfect our sadhana bhakti, so one may perform worship to the Lord in many different forms. So one is Shantarasa, so that is uninterrupted remembrance of the Lord, uninterrupted service to the Lord. And then Dasya Rasa means with uninterrupted remembrance, along with that, a desire to serve the Lord is also added. And Sakya is like uninterrupted remembrance and desire to serve with an intimacy like a friend. You all know that friends of Krishna, so they were playing with Krishna, and sometimes like Krishna and friends, when they play, like Krishna would lose the game, and like just like an ordinary, any ordinary person, if he has games with his friends, like sometimes he will win, sometimes he will lose. So in that way, like sometimes Krishna would lose, and then the loser has to carry the winner. So Krishna would carry other devotees, his friends and things like that. So they actually were having so much intimate relationship with Krishna. So they were like playing as good as like ordinary children, how they would play with their friends. In the same way they were playing with the Supreme Lord. And in the Vatsalya Rasa, so even all the previous things are included, and along with that, so the desire, Vatsalya Rasa means a parental affection towards the Lord. So now, like all of us, or many of us, like we go to God for asking for what we need, what is like what all things we need. But in the Vatsalya Rasa, like the devotee, like Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj or Vasudev, Devaki, so they are thinking of like welfare and protection of Krishna. If Krishna goes to the Vrindavan forest to herd cows, so his like the thorns may prick his legs, and then like there is so much of other dangers are there. How he will be protected? So they are thinking about the Lord's protection. So we are thinking about Lord to protect us, and like they are thinking about how to protect the Lord. And Madhurya Rasa is intimate service to the Lord in the form of lover, just like Srimati Radharani or the gopis. So in this way, there are different modes of worship of Supreme Lord is there. And so one may ask like, how to worship the Supreme Lord in this age of Kali Yuga. So there is in every age, in every different yuga, so the Lord actually appears, and then he gives a specific process, according to the situation, according to the capacity of the living entities in that particular time. So he gives a particular process. So all of you may have come across this shloka. So why do we chant the names of the Lord? So like Kritaya Dhyayato Vishnu, Tretayam Ejito Makai, Dvapare Paricharyayam, Kalautad Harikirtana. So this is like, this is the thing, like in the Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga. So meditation, for a long periods of time, that is the process of worship. So everybody would take up to the process of meditation. And Tretayam Ejito Makai, so like in the Treta Yuga, there was elaborate fire sacrifice. And Dvapare Paricharyayam, in the Dwapara Yuga, there is like, like elaborate yajna, like fire sacrifice and things like that. And in Kali Yuga, the method of worship is Harikirtana, so in the form of chanting of the names of the Lord. So it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto. There is a description, or there is a particular discussion that actually comes. How does the Lord introduce the particular method of worship for a particular age? So when in the Satya Yuga, the Lord personally appeared as Hamsa, and then he taught the process of meditation. And then in the age of Treta Yuga, so the Lord's incarnation name also is called Yajna. So he appeared with all the spoons and ladles which are needed for the fire sacrifice, and then he established the vidhi of fire sacrifice. And in the Dwapara Yuga, there is elaborate temple worship was there, and we see that even now, like many big temples, like very solid temples, which are established, which are like dating back to beginning of Dwapara Yuga, or end of Dwapara Yuga, or beginning of Kali Yuga, and things like that. So we can understand the importance of like temple worship that they were giving. How many of you have gone to Srirangam temple? Okay, some of you. How many of you have gone to Jagannath Puri? Okay, so many people have gone to Jagannath Puri. So like many of these ancient temples, if you see, it is almost like a very huge huge compound that has been there. And so if you ask the age of this temple, they will tell that it is thousands of years, like 1,000 years, 2,000 years, and things like that. So okay, if in a particular region, if such a solid structure is existing, is there any other solid structure that is existing which is dating to that kind of time in the vicinity? So it is not there. So what message do you get from this? Do you get any specific message in this? The temple which is built like 2,000 years old, that is solidly there, and nothing else around it is surviving from that time. So what do you understand from this? Specific procedures were followed then. Anything else we can infer from this? We see that people did not give so much of importance to build their own houses, as sturdy as the temples. So they were, they gave so much of importance in building the temples. So these temples are still existing. So this we can actually understand that the prominence of temple worship in the previous age. So they actually really invested in building so long-lasting temples, and they would have everybody's vidhi, everybody's like procedures used to be like they would daily come to the temple. They would daily perform various services to the Lord in the temple. So in this way, everybody had, so now we just took up the topic of Srirangam. So in the Srirangam, if you see, like right now, it may be like little bit of degeneration may be there. So, but then every single devotee, like who's there, like the whole Srirangam is like kind of a village or a town, no small, this one that we can say. So that has many different what do you call the compounds or parikrama marks and prakaras and things like that. So like different classes of people actually live in those in the vicinity of the temple, and everybody has some role to play in the functioning of the temple. So, and in this way, like everybody were engaged in the service of the Lord every day. So in this way, like the temple worship was quite prominent. And in Kali Yuga, you see like now a temple here is opened in third floor where like the hall is fully open, and then a small altar is there. And most of the time when we come here, either we are singing Hare Krishna mantra or we are speaking about Gita, and after finishing this again we'll be singing Hare Krishna mantra. So like this is what we are actually doing. So why is it so? This is because this is the method of worshipping the Lord in the Kali Yuga. So this is Kalautat Hari Kirtana. So Hari Kirtana happens in two ways. One is Nama Kirtana, another is Kirtana about like if you discuss about the subject that is taught by Sri Hari. So that is Bhagavad Gita. So that is Hari Kirtana. And discuss about the Leela of the Lord, that is Hari Kirtana. And discuss about or chant the names of the Lord, that is Hari Kirtana. So this is the central point of actually like by sitting in a Gita class and then listening to all these things, this we are actually doing the worship of the Supreme Lord as prescribed for this particular age, right? So here a nice description or nice shloka that comes that predicts the worship in the Kali Yuga. So all of you can repeat after me. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. So like it is mentioned that Krishna Varnam, Tvisha Krishna. So this actually is the same section which I was talking about. If you see the bottom, it is Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, text 32. So in the 11th canto, 5th chapter, this description or this discussion actually happens. How does the Lord appear in this different ages, and how does he actually propagate the dharma for these different ages? So then whole description is given, how Lord appears in the Satya Yuga, how Lord appears in the Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. So in this way, like all the incarnation of the Lord is described, and then how he personally teaches the method of worship for that particular age. That is also nicely described over there. So in this way, like the point comes in this particular chapter, the point comes like in Kali Yuga, how the worship will be done and who will be the incarnation of Lord who will teach this form of worship. So dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. So dharma is directly taught by the Supreme Lord, and it's literally true. In every age, the Lord himself appears and then he teaches the process of worship, and then in parampara, so that process of worship is passed down in the for all of us to practice. So it is the Lord, Supreme Lord himself appears, and the description of the Lord's incarnation in Kali Yuga is described here. So he is Krishna Varnam, he belongs to the category of Krishna. So that means an avatar of the Lord. And Tvisha Krishna, so like his bodily complexion is not Krishna. So Krishna means also black. So he doesn't come in the blackish color. So how does he come? Sango Pangastra Parshadam. So he has his own associates. He comes with his associates. So like we all chant the Panchatattva mantra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So like, he comes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always worshipped along with his, Parshada, so like along with his associates. So like, Chaitanya and Nityananda, then Advaita, then Gadadhar and Srivas. So these are all the intimate associates of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we actually worship him like that. And then he also had some astra. What is the astra that he carried? He carried the astra of Mridanga and Kartal. So this is the way of like propagating the Sankirtan. And using all these things, he performed a particular form of an yajna. So what is that yajna? no, yajna is Sankirtana prior. No, he performed the yajna of Sankirtan. And then yajanti hi sumedasara. So like greatly intelligent people in this age of Kali, no, will actually come together. Sankirtan means like, no, all devotees coming together and then glorifying the Supreme Lord. So like, no, intelligent people of this age, no, they will actually come together and glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and so Lord Chaitanya appeared to teach the Yuga Dharma. So he is Krishna himself, not in the blackish color, and he taught the worship of Krishna. So like, no, which is, no, apt to be performed in this Kali Yuga. And then there are other references that are there. So like from Garuda Puran, it is there. So aham purno bhavishyami yuga sandhyo visheshatah mayapure navadvipe bhavishyami sachisuta. So like, no, it is the place of, it is true for every incarnation. Every incarnation of the Lord is predicted in the scripture. No, where he will appear, who will be his parents, and then know what kind of activities he will perform and things like that. So it is pre-recorded. No, it is not that, no, like अचानक नो गलती से कुछ इनकारनेशन छूट गया एंड देन नो लाइक अभी भगवान आ गया तो उसके बारे में लिखना पड़ेगा. नो, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. सो लाइक इट इज लॉर्ड्स डिस्क्रिप्शन इज ऑलवेज देयर इन द स्क्रिप्चर्स. So like, no, he will take birth as a son of Mother Sachi in the region of Mayapur, Navadvip, and then like he will come in the complete spiritual form in the first part of Kali Yuga. And then, no, in the Narsimha Purana also it is mentioned, Satye Daita Kuladinasha Samaye Simmodvam Martya Kritis Tretayam Dashakandaram Paribhavan Rameti Namaskruti Gopalan Paripalayan Brajapure Brahma Haran Dvapare Gauranga Priya Kirtana Kali Yuge Chaitanya Nama Prabhu. So like, no, it just describes, no, it's very simple to understand. In Satya Yuga, no, he appeared as Simha, so to like kill the demon Hiranyakashipu. In Treta Yuga, so like Dashanan, no, like Ravana, so like, no, Rama appeared to kill him. And then in Dwapar Yuga appeared as Gopal, no, Krishna. And in the Kali Yuga he will appear as Gauranga, no, or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no. And then like we have, no, Vishnu Sahasranam, so that also has the prediction of appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Suvarna Varna Hemango, so he will have a Suvarna Varna, golden complexion, and Hema Anga, no, Hema Anga also means the same thing, like golden bodily form. And Varangas Chandanangadi, Sanyasakrit Samachanto, Nishta Shanti Parayana. So like, no, there is no other incarnation of the Lord who actually took sannyas, no. So in this incarnation, so Lord Chaitanya, no, he actually takes sannyas. So this is a very, very, no, very specific and clear this one from Vishnu Sahasranam. We can understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than, no, Supreme Lord Krishna. So why then Lord Chaitanya is not commonly known? So how many of you have heard of Lord Chaitanya before coming to Gita course or before coming to like ISKCON? Not many, right? So like generally this question is there, if it is no incarnation of Lord, like why not many temples are there, why he is not known so much and things like that. So because like Ittam, no, like here, okay, no, let me save some time, no, we have to like come to the conclusion also very quickly. So this is a shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam recited by, no, like Prahlad. So he actually mentions, so Ittam Triyuga, no, so like Lord is described as Triyuga. So that means a Lord who appears only in the 3 yugas. No, why he is mentioned like that? So in Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and like Treta Yuga, there is practice of dharma is there. People are in general dharmic, no. So and Lord appears in a dharmic setup. No, Lord doesn't appear in a adharmic setup, no. Even when adharma is going, no, very high, so the Lord, when he appears in a dharmic setup. No, he doesn't appear in a adharmic setup. No, he may appear to destroy adharma. But if dharma is completely finished, so then the planet has to be finished. No, there is no question of Lord appearing in a place where adharma is there. Even if the Lord appears, no, like end of Kali Yuga, no, he'll be appearing as Kalki. So it's not the Lord's personal incarnation. It is called as Satyavesh incarnation. That means the Lord empowers a living entity, no, he'll say like, okay, you have the capacity to destroy this world as good as, no, my capacity. You will have the capacity. Okay, you go and do this function of destruction. So that's how Kalki, no, he will come. He will not speak any Bhagavad Gita philosophy and things like that. Talwar utayenge, sabko marenge. So because in Kali Yuga, like, no, everything when it is completely degraded, so it has to be finished and a new chapter has to be started. A new Satya Yuga has to be started where Dharma will be practiced. So generally the Lord appears in a platform of Dharma. And in Kali Yuga, so generally Adharma is, no, very, very high. So that is why, no, generally the Lord is not scheduled or Lord is not expected to appear in the Kali Yuga. But then the Lord actually appears in Kali Yuga as well, as we have seen in other shlokas. So why it is so, we will see. So the Lord also has a glorification that his name is Tri Yuga. That means somebody who incarnates in Satya, Treta and Dvapara. No one who doesn't incarnate in Kali. So this is, these two contradictions are there. So this, we will, rectify or we will solve it, in some time. If you see, the Lord actually comes in Kali Yuga. If he, in Kali Yuga, if you see that, every nook and corner, every gully, there is, some or other person is claiming himself to be God. So Bhagwan ka market kola hua hai there, so daily new Bhagwan aate rehte hain. And if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also comes like, as God, people will think that, ek aur nikal ke aaya, so there is not much of this one actually. So, but the Lord in the Kali Yuga comes in the role of a devotee and he demonstrates how a devotee of the Lord should actually functions. And in fact, when somebody actually glorifies Lord Chaitanya, saying that you are Supreme Lord himself, and he would shut his ears. How can you call an ordinary jiva as Supreme Lord? It's a very great offense. Vishnu. You should not talk about anybody as any ordinary jiva as the Supreme Lord. So in this way, the Lord actually taught by his personal example that how a devotee should behave, how a devotee should perform his devotion. So now, if the Lord has to perform the role of a devotee, and if everybody knows that he is God, so then how will he actually perform his pastimes? So even though the scriptures openly describe that Chaitanya is none other than Vishnu or Krishna, so but still, it is the Lord's capacity is there. If Lord wants, he can reveal himself. If Lord wants, he can hide things. So like Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrita. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. So Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. So it is that when Krishna came and he was performing his pastimes, he was walking in the streets of Mathura. So did everybody understood he is the Supreme Lord? No. So there is a nice shloka that is there. Mallana Mashnir Nrinam Naravare Strinam Swaro Murtiman Gopanam Sajano Shatam Shitibucham Shasta Swapituro Shishuhu Mittur Bojapate Virad Avidusham Tatvam Param Yogina. Like that. So it's a very nice shloka. It actually describes that how different people saw Krishna. So not everybody actually saw Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So the wrestlers, they thought that okay, here is another match for us. Somebody is there, maybe a little powerful than us. He appears to be a small child, but then his power is visible. And so the Mathura Vasis, the girls over there, they were thinking ye to ek acha ladka hai, And then for parents, he was looking like a small kid. And for Vrishnis, he was appearing to be their worshipable deity. So in this way, the Lord, he chooses to reveal himself. Though in the scripture, it is mentioned that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, but still, till the time the incarnation of the Lord actually finished, so it is kept very, very secret. Even though people would read these scriptures, so nobody would get that thought that Chaitanya is Krishna himself. So this is the capacity of the Lord. He can actually hide things from the notice of people. And is Lord Chaitanya just another incarnation? No. He is, there is a nice glorification of Lord Chaitanya. It is mentioned, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered to be Mahavadanyaya, the greatly beneficent incarnation. The Lord generally has a name called Varadaraj. Now, how many of you have visited Varadaraj Perumal temple? There is a nice temple of Lord, by the name Varadaraj. So it is there in, Tamil Nadu. So like, anybody gets an opportunity like to visit. So name of the Lord itself is very attractive. No, Varadaraj. That means he's eager to give boons. He's eager to bless devotees. No. So like, he's Dukan Kolke Beta hai, like, what is the product that he's selling? I'm eager to give any desire, any benediction that people want. No. So, but still there is not much of customers. So like for the Lord, So like people are not going even if the Lord wants to give. So generally, Lord Vishnu is considered to be Varadaraj. No, he is greatest of benedictors, greatest of giver of boons. So, but amongst them also, amongst all the incarnations of the Lord, the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya is considered to be most munificent, very, very merciful. So why it is called very merciful? So because like here it is described, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances. So why he is called as most munificent? Because in other incarnations, the Lord is that you follow the Dharma, you follow Bhagavad Gita, and you surrender unto me and I will protect you. So then in this way, like, he's very, very merciful. So like he's giving an opportunity for all of us to take shelter of the Lord and to protect. So but then in the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so there is a particular pastime. This pastime is the pastime of Jagai and Madai. So like actually these two people like who are there on the left hand side. So they are like drunkards and they were kind of doing all sort of sinful activities, and then Lord wanted to give his mercy to them. So in fact Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, so these are the two personalities. The personality in golden or the Pitambara, so the yellow dhoti, is Lord Chaitanya, which is Krishna's incarnation, and the person in blue is the Nityananda Prabhu, who is incarnation of Balaram. So whenever Lord incarnates, like Rama and Lakshmana, like Krishna and Balaram, and here in the incarnation Chaitanya and Nityananda. So like their program is that nobody needs to come to them and follow rules and regulations. They will actually go behind. So that's why you find the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they take Bhagavad Gita and they go to the street, and they try to convince people, please take Bhagavad Gita or please enroll into Gita course so that you can understand something about God. So like, and people say like, we are not interested. So, but we say like, no, we are interested. so because our God is interested, we are interested. So like, and these personalities, they actually like transformed these two personalities. So Jagai and Madai, so like they were born in Brahmana family. So their original names were Jagadanand, Madhavanand, and like in Kali Yuga, like how we make like trendy names, so they also made trendy names, Jagai and Madai. So they were doing all sort of sinful activities. So but then Lord, he gave his mercy to these two great sinners, and then he made them into great devotees. So this is like something which is unheard of, like any incarnation of the Lord. So he would any miscreants are there, any sinful people are there, so he would kill them and finish them and then protect the pious people. And it is a like open declaration by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam, those who are following the religious principle nicely, I will save them, and Vinashaya cha dushkritam, those who are sinful people, I will destroy them. So but in the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya, he did not kill the sinful people, he actually transformed them into great devotees. So this is something very, very amazing. And we all can see in the manifest pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, he also went to the Western countries, and he also this prediction was there of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this chanting of the names of the Lord will actually go to every nook and corner of the whole world, and many, many people all over the world will become devotees of the Lord. So, and like Srila Prabhupada was given order by his spiritual master, who is coming in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so he was ordered that you should go to the Western countries and you should preach the message of Gita. And when Srila Prabhupada went there, so the setting was literally like when he landed there, It was the condition was like people were, there is a particular class of people were living at that time. So they are called hippies. No, hippies means, so they would, they were not having any regard to social customs and culture and things like that. So they just simply eat, drink, and then have all sort of illicit connections and illicit enjoyment and things like that. And Srila Prabhupada performed this Hari Sankirtan over there, and he transformed many people. And these foreigners who were completely degraded in their practices, so he picked them up, he made them great devotees, and he actually sent them to various places to go and preach the message of Gita. So when this thing happened, it was in the like 70s, like 60s and 70s. This was a big news all over the world, that some Indian culture is picking up so much in the Western world, and Western people are going mad behind Krishna. So this was like in 1960s and 1970s during the manifest pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. It was a very big big revolution that was happening at that time, and even now it is continuing. So this is the great merciful nature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that no other incarnation has ever actually gave, right? So like one very nice thing, just to conclude. So this is a very nice shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Yat sangalabdam nija virya vaibhavam tirtam muhus samsprishatam hi manasam haratya jonta shrutibir gatongajam kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam. So this actually, this shloka actually puts a question. Kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam. Who will not gather together, come in like association of devotees and hear about the glorification of the Lord? Why this question is raised? Because like the capacity or the benefit of hearing Nija Virya Vaibhavam, so like the Lord's wonderful pastimes in the association of devotees, so it is more beneficial than even taking bath in Ganges, and than even taking bath like in all the holy rivers multiple times and performing all other kinds of pious activities. Even more better than that is hearing about the glories of the Lord in association of devotees. It's the highest pious activity. So it is mentioned, Shanvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. So like hearing about Krishna in association of devotees is the greatest pious activity that we can imagine of performing. And that we are getting an opportunity to perform every single week by coming to this Bhakti Center and hearing about the Lord. So our only aim is that somehow or other, so we should like bring back this Vedic culture, and the Vedic culture is rooted in Hari Kirtan and Hari Nama. So that should be like our only request is that, so all of you like please take this Hari Kirtan, and every day please chant the names of Krishna back at your home, and then whenever there is possibility, and every week like come and associate with devotees and hear about the Supreme Lord. So as we generally like conclude our sessions with this description, so Kritayadhyayato Vishnum Tretayam Ajito Makai Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalaudat Hari Kirtana. So in different ages there are different forms of worship is there, and today we discussed in great detail about this. And then this is also very important, this one. So why specifically Hare Krishna mantra? Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kali Kalmashanashanam Natah Paratropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. So like this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is the best form of like destroying all the ill effects of Kali Yuga. And even if you search all the Vedic literatures, you will not find a better solution than this. So this is something that is mentioned in the scriptures in the Kali Santarna Upanishad. So thank you all very much for giving your patient audience like and hearing this glorification of Lord Chaitanya, and how Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, and how he actually comes to demonstrate the practice of bhakti or practice of sadhana in this age of Kali, the practice of worship in this age of Kali, and that is rooted in the chanting of the names of the Lord, right? Hare Krishna. So any questions like or anybody would like to share some points? Yes.
Where Krishna says that anybody who follows dharma, I'll save them, and who does not, I'll destroy them. So my question is then, what about karma, should we then just sit and wait for the God to save us? Should we not do anything? Or why is there evil increasing in the world then?
It is natural in Kali Yuga that evil increases. No, this is day and age. No, Kali Yuga is see, you see, like there are three modes of nature. Satya Yuga is primarily for people who are in mode of goodness, and Kali Yuga is primarily for people who are mode of ignorance. Everybody has been allotted a time, and then that time they can actually flourish. No, so this is the principle, or this is the kind of scheduling the Lord has done. So in Kali Yuga, adharma increasing is nothing new, and it is expected. No, so it is not something that out of the blue something is happening, or beyond the control of the Lord something is happening. So like everybody has the right to exist, and everybody have their specific time to actually flourish. So in Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna mentions when the time favors goodness, so the people in mode of goodness actually flourish. So when the time favors ignorance, people in mode of ignorance actually flourish. So Kali Yuga is a time where mode of passion and ignorance, and specifically more of ignorance, will actually flourish. So this is no wonder on this one. So in terms of should we just wait for the Lord to protect? So in the waiting period, what will you do? You have to do something, right? So like Krishna also mentions that nobody can live or nobody can exist without doing something. Everybody must perform some karma. And Krishna mentions that karma should be dharmic work. It should not be adharmic work. So that is why the Lord, whenever He comes, He gives the knowledge of dharma. So if you follow the knowledge of dharma, so then Krishna will protect. Hare Krishna.
Would you have some question? Yes, please.
So I have this question, confusion, see, every day we do some work, right? Like job or whatever with these things, and it's not all dependent on us, which whatever we do, or living.
What is that? What is it?
Every day we do some kind of job or service or whatever, like doing IT or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything is not dependent on us, right? We don't have option.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how we decide whether it is good or bad, or whether we are doing correct or not?
Yeah. See, ideally speaking, in Kali Yuga we have exhausted a lot of options. So ideally speaking, in the Vedic system, so there is varnashrama is there. So everybody's occupation is fixed. So recently we had gone to Jagannath Puri, and there we were seeing the temple and interacting with all the the pandas who are serving there, this Lord over there, and we saw that there are there is a very, very big kitchen that is there, and in that there is a particular family, so they have their fixed service of doing sabji cutting, generation after generation they are doing that, and there is a particular family, generation after generation, they actually bring water for the service of the Lord. And there is a everything is departmentalized, and in the Vedic Varnashram also it is like that. So everybody had a very clear defined jobs that they had, so they don't need to too much break their head in terms of what job I am supposed to perform. So everybody would get a particular kind of a job based on their family and things like that, and everybody were working hard for making spiritual advancement. So because in Kali Yuga, so the component of spiritual advancement is gone. So everybody is trying to experiment a lot on the material side. So where in the Vedic times, material side was constant and spiritual side was dynamic. So in the modern days, because the spiritual side is forgotten, so everybody are trying to make the material side dynamic. Because we are dynamic people, so we need to have some dynamism in life. So then this thing is actually happening. So now we are quite far away from the Vedic system of Varnashrama. So in the Varnashrama, it was very, very clear that the Brahmanas, the learned people, so they would they would live a life of simplicity, they would voluntarily put themselves in poverty, and anything they would get, they would use only what is necessary for them for that day and give back in charity to others. And in this way, they would live a very, very strict life, and they would have sufficient knowledge, and rest of the people can take advantage of the knowledge that the Brahmanas are having. And then you would have the Kshatriyas, like who are administrators and whose primary purpose is to see that the dharma is maintained in the in the law and order is maintained in the society. And then you would have Vaishyas who would produce grains, protect cows, and perform agriculture and things like that. And then you would have Shudras who would assist the other three classes of people. So right now it is quite we are quite far from this natural system that is there. So like now the recommendation that we have is that whatever profession we do, so we should see that it is not directly like going against the dharmic principles. Like there is 4 things are considered to be adharma. So like illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. And 4 principles of dharma is there. So principles of dharma are truthfulness, austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. So we should see that our profession or our engagement is not going against these 4 basic pillars of dharma, or as much as possible we should minimize that kind of an engagement which is going against the basic principles of dharma. And we should try our best to lead a dharmic life in the given situation, right? So like Krishna is not a very stereotyped and fanatic kind of a person. So like we are born in this kind of a situation, so what best we can actually do to follow dharma, so that we should actually try to adopt. And that is where you will find the devotee association very enriching and helpful, where many people who are following, who are endeavoring to follow a dharmic life, a pure life, so in terms of benefiting others and things like that. So we will get a very, very good physical way also we can see and observe and be part of a nice dharmic community, right? So Hare Krishna. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna. So when you started discussion for 4 or 5 things, right? One of things were desire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit confused when you say one should not have a desire.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe desire in the wrong sense, because
Yes.
until we don't have a desire, we cannot come here also. Right?
Yes,
So
yes.
desire is the mother of invention.
So generally the technical term kama or desire means material desire. So there is also spiritual desire that is there. So whenever we call, just like, you should not drink and drive. It is understood that like liquor should not be drunk. So pani bottle to leke ja sakte hain. So like something like that. So there is a general usage of words in the scriptural this ones. Like, the kamna or kama means like desire. So its literal translation is desire. So but then like kama means material desire. So for my welfare, not considering others' welfare, my welfare. So like that is kind of it is not considered to be a very good platform. But the spiritual desire, so like they are also desire, they are also kamna. So but then generally like in the Vedic language, so when the word kama that comes, the desire, the word kama comes. So like sakama and nishkama, so like nishkama karma yoga, you might have heard this word. So nishkama karma yoga means not having material desires, but one must have spiritual desires definitely to make advancement. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Any other questions?
Okay, so anybody would like to share 1 or 2 points? What we discussed in today's session, like what you liked, at some take-home points. One Prabhuji and one Mataji can share, so then we will move forward. Any volunteer for sharing any points? Yes, okay.
I'm from West Bengal, and actually we have heard from like childhood the Mayapur and these things are there, and every time we thought it is like a tourist destination kind of thing. And people go there, that's all. But this is the first time I'm actually listening that he was God and the incarnation of God. So it's like a really, I mean, it's a different thinking point for me. Like, oh, that's how so many people visit.
Yes. We also visit every year actually.
Yeah, it has become like a commercial kind of thing, right? So Mayapur means it's like a school time, we go something and we visit.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes. From Mataji's side,
Yeah.
anyone would like to share a point? Anything that you liked in the session? Please volunteer soon so that others can get prasadam. Any volunteers? Okay, one more Roji.
They have created notes so you can summarize.
No, summary is one point only, not too much.
Okay. So as you mentioned, right, different way of worshipping God in different Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satyuga. One thing you mentioned in Kali Yuga, chanting is the only way you can do it. So that thing I could go with.
Nice, nice. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you.
Mataji, say no before we conclude.
Okay, fine. So we will carry on. So just a small introduction to in Whitefield, like ISKCON is actually coming up with wonderful temple construction. So now we have there is the temple construction or putting effort to building temple for the Lord is glorified in the scriptures. So I don't know, you are able to read the words like. It's not possible to read the words there. Okay, so I will come a little closer. It is mentioned in Vishnu Dharmottara, a person who builds a temple of Sri Vishnu will get the same results as performing the Rajasuya Yajna and Ashwamedha Yajna. O best of the Brahmanas, as many atoms as there are there in the temple, for so many thousands of years he will be able to reside in the heavenly planets. So this is one of the quote. The other quote is, in the beginning, the devotees were working very hard to build the temple in the early days, especially in the Juhu, Bombay, and Mayapur. So this is Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. So some disciples felt overwhelmed by the cost and effort. Now Srila Prabhupada encouraged them by saying, you are not building a house for yourself, you are building a house for Krishna. And if you build a nice house for Krishna in this life, then Krishna will build a nice house for you in Goloka Vrindavan or in the spiritual world. Right? So in Whitefield, we have actually concentrated on giving opportunity to as many people as possible to take part in the temple construction. So we have got a nice scheme called Ekadashi Sankalpa. So in this scheme, what happens every Ekadashi, those who take this Sankalpa, every Ekadashi they contribute 540 rupees, for next 2 years. That is the span that we have identified to complete the temple construction. So if they contribute in this way, so easily we can actually finish the temple construction. And some of the spiritual benefits that they would get is, so we have a small copper sheet. So in that, all the family members' names, like 5 family members' names are written in the sheet, and then they'll be put beneath the lotus feet of the Lord before the pratishtha of the Lord. So like eternally, the names of the family members can reside beneath the lotus feet of the Lord. And then they would get the opportunity for birthday puja and Ekadashi puja. So like the donors, in their names, like the pujas are done on every Ekadashi and on their birthdays. And also this temple is going to have a Nitya Annadanam facility. So those of you who are participating in this, will also, in your name, Annadana will be performed, post the temple construction, after the Annadana facility actually starts. So it's a simple form that is there, you all, in the group, we will send it across also. It is simple, iskonwhitefield.org/sankalpa. So if you go, so you will find that form. So in that your Nakshatra, Gotra and your address for receiving prasadam, all these things, information will be there. And you can take Sankalpa, and it is a small contribution of 540 every Ekadashi. You can make your Ekadashis also very nice, and you can have the satisfaction of building a temple for the Lord. So our request is, please take part in this Ekadashi Sankalpa, and then we also request you to inspire your friends, relatives and family members to take into this Sankalpa. So we want 10,000 Sankalpas to finish this great temple to come up. So kindly help us in whatever way possible. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful class on Lord Chaitanya and the Yuga Dharma Parinam Sankirtan. So, would you like to? We would like to thank Prabhuji by loud chanting of Hare Krishna.